And let's just land, shall we? And check your sitting position. Make sure you're comfortable and nicely aligned. And check your feet, legs, hips, and shoulders aligned with the hips. Hand in the meditation mudra with the thumbs touching. And let's just imagine our spines are a string of pearls of light stretching from the base all the way up through the crown of the head and beyond. So just imagine there's some length happening in your spine. The head is slightly tipped forward, the eyes are down looking along the length of the nose. Tip of the tongue on the roof of the mouth, relax the jaw. Let's just bring our awareness to the crown of the head and relax the scalp and the forehead and the eyes, the nose, the cheeks, area around the mouth. And bring your awareness to the back of the head, the occipital bone. And just imagine relaxing your temples inside your ears. And then just notice when you think about relaxing deep inside the ear, the jaw relaxes. So relax the neck and the shoulders and the upper thoracic in between the shoulder blades, the throat, the chest, the belly, the limbs, hands, fingers, and feet and toes. And let's just bring our mind to the breath, noticing the sensation of the air as you breathe in, slightly cooler than the air as you're exhaling. And if there are any sounds in your environment, someone else is in the house with you, you can hear a dog barking outside, emergency vehicles, cars, your own pets. Try not to be distracted by those sounds. Just keep the mind on the breath. Allow those sounds to be there. And then notice your thoughts as they arise. Try not to engage with them. And just allow them to abide, and then if you don't engage, they'll just naturally fall away, be replaced by other thoughts. So mind is a river of mental moments. So just allow it to flow for this next half hour, as much as we can. And let's bring to mind all the people of our life, the people who we love, our near and dear ones. We're taking care of each other. We've got our back. They've got our back. We've got theirs. These are the people who would be, we're kind of sad for them when they're upset. We feel for them. We're happy for them when good things happen. You know, they're close to our heart. And then there's those people that we don't like very much. The texts, they call them, the LAMA texts, they refer to them as the enemy. And then there is the strangers and all these people, these categories of people. You probably know someone in your life who has switched from one to another, maybe and back again. But they can change place at any time in your life. And they all deserve our concern, our equal concern, just simply because they all want to be free from suffering. They want to be happy, and everybody has this unbelievable capacity for enlightenment. So I think tonight we'll do this meditation for all these people of our life and for ourselves as we are purifying and moving along our spiritual path. So just remember, there is no negativity that cannot be purified. This is a psychological process we are engaging in. So we create negativity with our mind, so we're going to create positivity with our mind to counteract it. So the first of the 4 opponent powers is the power of regret. So sincerely regret from the depths of your heart anything you've done to harm any living being on this day, in this life, and in all past lives. And think of specific actions of both your body and your speech, and then in general regret all. And then the reason to regret is based on this logic of karma. We experience everything due to our past karma, our past actions. And so having harmed others, having caused harm to others, we will necessarily experience harm ourselves in the future. And we know from our present suffering that perhaps we don't want to invite any more in. So logically it would make sense to pull out these karmic seeds before they ripen as future suffering. So think like this: I regret from the depths of my heart having harmed others with my body and my speech, having broken my vows, because I do not want the future suffering. I'm sick of suffering. So also regret any anger and attachment and the rest that are the cause of the why we harm others. And again think, I'm sick of this suffering. And then we think, what can I do about it? Whom can I turn to? So here we come to the power of reliance. We rely upon, we turn to the Buddha, the doctor, who has the methods that we can use to purify. And it's not that we need the Buddha to forgive us, we're purifying ourselves by relying upon his methods. We want to use his methods to heal ourselves. So imagine Vajrasattva above the crown of your head. You can also imagine this is the mind of your teacher, your guru, your lama, however you see them. This is the person that's leading you along your spiritual path. And he's manifesting in this Guru Vajrasattva aspect for your benefit. This is the mind of your teacher. And he is made of radiant, blissful white light, sitting cross-legged on a white lotus and a moon cushion. And this lotus, although born out of mud, is untainted by that mud, just like our enlightened potential, born out of our delusions, but untainted by them. And he has this beautiful, radiant face, very youthful, yet ageless. His eyes are long and peaceful and full of love and compassion for you. He has no negative thoughts towards you, no criticism of you. He just accepts you exactly as you are. He has a sweet red mouth. His hair is black and held up in a top knot. He's wearing the 5-pointed crown, and this is embedded with jewelry. He's wearing jewelry in his ears, around his neck, his waist, his arms, his wrists, and his feet. He's wearing these beautiful celestial silken robes in the Royal Indian style, and he's wearing scarves around his neck. He has an aura around his head and around his body, an aura of light. His arms are crossed at his heart, the left underneath the right. The left is holding a bell representing wisdom. The right is holding a vajra, which represents the indestructibility of compassion. Their being crossed represents the union of these two, which symbolizes the enlightenment itself, the development of infinite wisdom and infinite compassion. To the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, I go for refuge until I'm enlightened. By this practice of meditating on Guru Vajrasattva, may I reach Buddhahood so as to benefit all sentient beings. And in order to develop compassion, we need to rely upon other beings, the very beings we have harmed and those who have harmed us, by developing compassion for them. So think particularly of people, maybe you've harmed someone recently, unintentionally even, but perhaps you said something that was maybe a little careless. And in the past, and in general, in all beings we have ever harmed since beginningless time. And then we think about those who have harmed you, and we'll have compassion for them because they will suffer as a result of the harm they've done to you. So make a strong aspiration to do this practice of purification for the sake of all these sentient beings, and think, I must purify for their sake. So now we come to the power of the remedy, and this is the actual medicine, doing the practice, the recitation of the mantra and the visualization. So this mental aspect is extremely important. When we can rattle off the mantra very nicely now, but we really need to engage the mind. So Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful white nectar, sort of like coming out of quite forcefully, like coming out of a strong hose from his heart, and it arcs around and pours into your crown and into your whole body, filling you completely, and it keeps pouring into you, and until it forces out of your lower orifices all the harm you have ever done to any living being with your body in the form of inky liquid, and this pours out of you and disappears into space, not one atom left, as we recite the mantra. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dira Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mimpiyatsa Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tatagata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dira Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mimpiyatsa Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Guruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tatagata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mimpiyatsa Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Guruhum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tatagata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mimpiyatsa Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Guruhum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tatagata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mimpiyatsa Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Guruhum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tatagata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe. So be delighted that all the harm you've done to any sentient being with your body is now completely purified, and think there's no way you could do anything other than benefit others now with your body. And so the next is the purification of the speech. And just imagine Guru Vajrasattva very happily sends powerful nectar from his heart chakra, and this arcs around and forcefully enters your crown, filling your entire body, except this time forcing up to the top of your body all the negativity of your speech, and this overflows and disappears into space, not one atom left. So you can imagine all the gossip and the harsh speech and the useless speech and lying and talking badly about others behind their backs. All this is purified by the powerful nectar filling you. So you can imagine it leaves the top part of the body quite forcefully. So as we recite the mantra. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mimpiyatsa Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Guruhum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tatagata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mimpiyatsa Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Guruhum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tatagata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mimpiyatsa Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Guruhum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tatagata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mimpiyatsa Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Guruhum Ha Ha Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tatagata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta mebowa sawasidi mimpiyata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam guruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahom pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita dida mebowa sutokaya mebowa sipokaya mebowa Anarakta mebowa sawasidi mimpiyata sawa kama sita me Sitam Shriyam Guruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahom pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita dida mebowa sutokaya mebowa sipokaya mebowa Anarakta mebowa sawasidi mimpiyata sawa kama sita me Sitam Shriyam Guruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahom pe. So again, feel so happy that your speech is now completely purified, and imagine it's not possible to do anything other than benefit others now with your speech. So the next is a purification of the mind. And Guru Vajrasattva now very compassionately sends powerful beams of light from his heart chakra, and this arcs around and enters your crown and fills your entire being. So it's just the same as when we walk into a room that's dark and we switch on a light, that light instantly dispels the darkness. So it's the same here. We walk into, as soon as the light from Vajrasattva's heart touches your heart, all the darkness of the negativity of your mind is instantly dispelled. So all the depression and attachment and anger and neediness and anxiety and resentment and jealousy and bitterness, so many of these kind of really heavy emotions, all instantly dispelled as we recite the mantra. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita dida mebowa sutokaya mebowa supokaya mebowa Anarakta mebowa sawasidi mimpiyata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam guruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahom pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita dida mebowa sutokaya mebowa supokaya mebowa Anarakta mebowa sawasidi mimpiyata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam guruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahom pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita dida mebowa sutokaya mebowa supokaya mebowa Anarakta mebowa sawasidi mimpiyata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam guruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahom pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita dida mebowa sutokaya mebowa supokaya mebowa Anarakta mebowa sawasidi mimpiyata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam guruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahom pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita dida mebowa sutokaya mebowa supokaya mebowa Anarakta mebowa sawasidi mimpiyata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam guruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahom pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita dida mebowa sutokaya mebowa supokaya mebowa Anarakta mebowa sawasidi mimpiyata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam guruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahom pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita dida mebowa sutokaya mebowa supokaya mebowa Anarakta mebowa sawasidi mimpiyata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam guruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahom pe. So again, be so delighted that all your delusions, which are the source of all of our own suffering and the cause of why we harm others with our body and our speech, are totally purified, gone. And think there is no space in your heart now for anything other than love and kindness and forgiveness and wisdom and bliss and compassion. So the next is a purification of the imprints of negativity of the body, speech and mind. So we can do a couple of mantras each for the visualizations of the body, the speech and the mind that we've just done. Or if that's just all a bit too much, you can imagine light and nectar pouring into you from Vajrasattva's heart. And it touches your heart, it fills you completely and eradicates even the subtlest imprints of negative energy from your mind as you recite the mantra. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mempiyatsa Sawa Kama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Guruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tathagata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sitame Siddham Shriyam Guruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tathagata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sitame Siddham Shriyam Guruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tathagata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sitame Siddham Shriyam Guruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tathagata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sitame Siddham Shriyam Guruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tathagata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sitame Siddham Shriyam Guruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tathagata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sitame Siddham Shriyam Guruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tathagata Vajramame Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe. Now feel you are completely purified. Not one atom of negativity left in your mind stream. Even the subtlest obscurations to omniscience have been removed. And so here we come to the power of resolve. And again, I would really encourage you to rejoice for all the efforts that you've been making to refrain from doing certain things, habits, following our habits that are harmful to ourselves and others. And so we're making a determination to try and not harm with our body and our speech and our mind. And as you can see earlier in the practice, it's even more than that, because what we're wishing for is to not only refrain from harming, but we want to be of benefit to others. So when they see us, they feel happy. When they hear us, they feel happy, and it benefits their mind. So like that. But if we're continually engaging in sort of these kind of harmful actions to ourselves and others, it's very difficult to be of benefit. So we want to kind of purify our mind stream. And then by making a determination to not harm with our body and our speech and our mind, it kind of gives us a bit of courage to try and refrain from some of those things that we do. And we all have our own stuff. We're all human and we're all fallible. So we just keep trying. Put one foot in front of the other. If you fall down a hole, that's okay. Pick yourself up. We try again tomorrow. And also try not to give ourselves too much of a hard time when somehow it doesn't quite work out as we'd planned. So it gives us the courage to change. So Vajrasattva is delighted with us and wanting to merge with your mind. He melts into white light and absorbs into you through your crown and think, my Guru's body, speech and mind Vajrasattva's body, speech and mind, and my own body, speech and mind are the same thing. And LAMA YESHE used to call this union oneness. So next, Rinpoche recommends to meditate on the emptiness of the three circles. In emptiness there is no I, the creator of negative karma. There is no action of creating negative karma. And there is no negative karma created. So for a moment, place your mind in that emptiness. We can think of all phenomena as being empty. They do not exist from their own side. We can think of things as being dependent arisings. And we can also think that perhaps the way things appear to us may not necessarily be the way they actually exist. This just breaks down our concrete view of the world and of people and our fixed ideas. Things may be not what they seem after all. So now let's just dedicate all the merit, all the positive energy you've created this evening, we've done together, doing this purification, to all living beings, thinking may all the virtuous karma I've created from doing this practice ripen as my enlightenment for the sake of sentient beings as quickly as possible. And for His Holiness the Dalai Lama, the wish-granting, wish-fulfilling jewel, source of every single benefit and happiness in this world, to the incomparably kind Tenzin Gyatso I beseech, may all your holy wishes be spontaneously fulfilled. And for Lama Zopa Rinpoche, you who uphold the subduer's moral way, who serve as the bountiful bearer of all, sustaining, preserving and spreading Manjana's victorious doctrine, who masterfully accomplishes magnificent prayers honouring the three jewels, saviour of myself and others your disciples, please, please live long. And for Lama Ursel, Venerable One, to you whose kindness exceeds that of all the conquerors, for those wanderers in far-off places, especially the West, mindful of your loving concern for us in intentionally descending again into a family of a far distant land, we make this request. O Lama, please, please live long. And for Geshe Cherub, beloved teacher, leading your students toward wisdom and compassion, explaining through exacting discernment the steps of the graduated path, you are the unequal guide. Please live a long and stable life. Well done, everybody. Thank you so very much. Have a wonderful weekend, everybody. Whatever it is you plan to do this weekend, stay safe. And lots of love to every single one of you. Take care and sleep well. Okay. Good night, everyone.